Good day, and thank you for watching this Citrix Endpoint Management product demo. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jeroen Lebon. I'm a Senior Technical Product Marketing Manager at Citrix. Today we're going to have a look at the tech preview demo for the Android Enterprise launcher. But what is an Android launcher? An Android launcher is the name given to the part of the user interface of the Android operating system that lets users customize the home screen, the app drawer, and perform other tasks on Android devices. Launchers for enterprises or UEM solutions or other specifically developed launchers for single use cases mostly provide a central location to manage the launch applications. So hence the new Citrix Android launcher for Citrix Endpoint Management. So what we are gonna have a look at this launcher. So we of course have a look at the launcher, but we also will have a look at the server setup. We're gonna have a look at how to approve and publish the required apps. So the launcher will have to be approved and published for the correct distribution group. Also, any other app that is required for the device in the launcher mode also must be approved and published. I already approved the applications that I want in this demo, but I will show you how that is done with a different application. Next, of course, we're going to have a look at the kiosk policy. This is the Android kiosk policy of the operating system. So it will have a allowed apps list where you can create a list of apps that should be available on the device for the admin as well as the intended end user. The launch application should always be in that list, and the lock task mode should be enabled or selected. Other apps don't need to have the lock task checked. We're gonna have a use case around a restaurant app, so we will have a restaurant menu app and some other things set up. So the admin will have the launcher and a lot of other apps, while the waiter in this case will have just a selected view of applications. So we're gonna look at the launcher policy. So the launcher policy provides customization. So this part of the launcher policy enables the admin to add a background image, company logo, and when the launcher app is launched, you will see that on the launcher. We will have a restricted app section. This policy enables admin to further filter only the required apps for the end user. So, for example, if you have a mobile threat defense application that will run as a service in the background, the admin will have that on his kiosk policy, but the user won't have it on his launcher policy. So you can more granularly control what the administrator and what the user will see. You can also provide a password there, so that protects the device from accessing the launcher mode and getting end user access to other devices, device settings and apps. So the admin will set up a passcode, and only by entering that passcode on the device can anyone exit from the launcher. So then we talk about enrollment profile. So the device needs to be enrolled in COSU mode for making use of the launcher capabilities. We will have a look at that in the Endpoint Management console. And since the device is required to be enrolled in COSU mode, the kiosk policy is also required. So then we're gonna have a look at the deployment order. So the deployment order is the kiosk policy, the launcher app, and then all the other apps that you need. Then the launcher policies, and after that any other restrictions or key guard or Wi-Fi policies that you want to add. Recommendations. Always add a strong passcode in the launcher policy, right? This avoids the device to be unlocked out of the launcher mode by guessing, and well, it speaks for itself that you need a complex code there. Do not approve apps for the end user in the launcher policy that would give them access to settings. So if you have apps that have access to certain device capabilities, if you approve that, we will not be able to prevent access. So avoid whitelisting other launcher apps or apps with ads. It could take them to the Play Store to view other apps, but cannot be downloaded on the device. Right. So if you have an app that has ads for other apps, it will go to the managed Google Play Store, but the user will not be able to install or get that app. So that well, leads to unsatisfying use of of the device. So you don't want that. And then also be very careful with the enrollment profiles and the distribution groups and the deployment order, because we have like a reversed alphabetic deployment order. But we will get into that when we switch to the demo. The demo, of course, on the device side will look at the enrollment. We will look at the admin setup, how it's in the kiosk, and how the user experience is. So that's it. Let's switch to the console and have a look there. So first we have switched to my domain controller and opened the Active Directory users and computers. So I wanted to show you how my demo is built up. So first of all, I have an organizational unit on the demo use cases, and I have distribution groups and security groups there. So the distribution group, you see the distribution group COSU, and you will see the security group COSU there. So normally all the security related things I attach to the security group, and all the distribution related things I connect to the distribution group. So that's the one-on-one relation I will make in the Citrix Endpoint Management console with delivery groups. So after that, of course, I have the user. So here it is CTX Android Enterprise COSU, and that user is member of those both groups. So you see I removed the domain user here, and one of the reasons there is, as I mentioned before, the deployment orders that we use. So let's switch to the browser interface of Endpoint Management. We will go to Configure, and in the Configure tab, we will first go to delivery groups. So in the delivery groups, you will see that if I put in the filter COSU, that I have the two delivery groups similar than the ones in my Active Directory. And if I clear the filter again, you will see that I have a domain users group also. So have a look at this, the enrollment profile name. So you see here, this domain user delivery group is attached to the enrollment profile. So that is global. And if you look at the COSU delivery group, you'll see it attached to the enrollment profile COSU. Because we have a reversed alphabetic order, the all user or the domain user will come first, and then the device will get the enrollment profile global. So if we go to enrollment profiles, and you will see that the enrollment profile for global, right, is not the one that we want to have. Because if we have a look here, there's nothing set. So the device will basically be Android Enterprise company owned, right? And that's not what we want. We want it to be KOSU. So that's why we attached it to the enrollment profile KOSU. And if we open that up, we will see that we have Android Enterprise dedicated device. And with choosing that dedicated device, the Manage Google Play account would also be a device account. Instead of when you do company owned, it will be a user account, a Manage Google Play user account, and it will be restricted to 10 devices. And that's something you don't want in a KOSU use case. So next, you see that all the other platforms is selected do not manage devices, and the assignment is to the 2 delivery groups that I have created before. So that's how you set up basically the enrollment for the device, that it gets into the KOSU mode. So now let's have a look on how apps are published. So I have published an app before, right? So, but we will add another application. So simply select add, select a public store, give the app a name. So let's see, what app should we I don't know, is there a Coca-Cola app or something like that, or Coca-Cola? I don't know. Give it the appropriate category, clear all. Select Android Enterprise, do a search, and you will get the iframe popped up for the managed Google Play Store. And you'll see that there are some Coca-Cola apps. I don't know what it is, but let's select one. You will get a pop-up for approval. I will approve the app. You get another pop-up. Approve. If you want notifications to be sent when changes are done, you can do that here. For new permissions, you will keep the app approved or revoke the app, and then you need to approve the new permissions again, but we'll leave it like this. Select, you see the name Coca-Cola here, remember that. Next. We don't attach it to any delivery group, and we'll save the application here. So now we're going to have a look at the 2 policies, the kiosk policy and the launcher policy. And we do that by going to device policies. Normally you will create a new one, but I have created that already. So let's do a search on KOSU, launcher and kiosk. And we will open the kiosk policy and edit it. Check out, uncheck all the other platforms. Go to Android Enterprise, and you will see here that all the apps are here that I want. So by simply selecting add, there's a nice drop-down list, and you can add the applications here, and you see now that the Coca-Cola app is in that list. So you can select that and press save, and that app will be in there. So I will not do that. I will leave it like this. Make sure the launcher app is here. So basically this is the kiosk policy for the operating system, and all the apps that you approve here and that you install by the delivery group will need to be in here. We won't do any assignment here, and I will show you later on why, because we do that in one step in the delivery group. And now we will have a look at the launcher policy, and the launcher policy is effectively what the user is going to see and what the administrator configures. So you can define a logo and a background here. Just upload the file here and it will show later on. Here are the allowed apps for the user. So you see that this list is smaller than the list on the kiosk policy. And here's where you set the password to exit the launcher. So save it. Don't do the assignments. When you create all these policies, do that in the delivery group. That's much easier because either way you need to adjust the deployment order. So we go to the delivery group. I attached everything to the use case Android Enterprise delivery group. That delivery group is attached to the Active Directory delivery group. You see here that I have all the policies, so when you're in here you can just add them by selecting and select the arrow. So select here and then drag and drop them over there. Kiosk policy, restriction policy, Chrome configuration policy, the browser configuration policy, and the launcher configuration policy. The applications. So the reason why I didn't do that in the application itself, because here you can select if the app is required and signedly installed. So all these applications will be signedly installed except this one. This is an Android private application. So this is distributed as an enterprise application through the managed Google Play, and those cannot be required. Cannot be a required app. So if I remove them here, and let's say do it again, search, and you will see that I have it here. And when I want to drag and drop, an error message, right? Cannot be required app, include as optional app. You see? For the rest, leave it as it is. No additional things for this demo. Enrollment profiles. Make sure it's the correct enrollment profile here. Go to, and then at the summary, there is where you set the deployment order. So select the deployment order. Make sure that the kiosk policy is first. The launcher app is there. So this the application deployment of the launcher is second. And that any other app that you want to install is after that. Then make sure that the launcher policy is set. And after that you can do any other restrictions or configurations you want to do there. So this is an application that should, well, doesn't matter, it's not mandatory or not signedly installed, so it can be there. And save that and save it. So basically that is it. And now let's switch to the device and do a demo. Okay, now we're switching to the demo device, and you will see this device is a factory reset, so it's not out of the box, and the difference there is in a notification we get later on. This device is also in the Knox mobile enrollment config, service. So we have a very smooth onboarding experience, but you will get a notification there. So let's go through this enrollment and onboarding with Knox Mobile Enrollment. So let's go.
And conditions.
I accept all and I read all. I skip this for a minute.
Wi-Fi would be quite
and here is that notification. So if this was a clean, out of the box, never enrolled device before, you wouldn't get this notification. You would the device would check the Knox cloud service after you're connected to the Wi-Fi. So I will press OK. I will connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot and let me enter the passcode for a second. So I have entered the passcode and I will connect to this network. And I will select next, and now it will go to check updates in the cloud. And normally at this point it will reach out to the Knox cloud service and check if the unique device identifier is there. So this check can take a few minutes. So it will download our secure hub, which is the device policy controller, the UEM agent for this device and for our solution. So now you see that the device has downloaded the secure hub. It checked the Knox Mobile Enrollment Cloud Service. You will see the terms and conditions here. QuickSub Lab will manage and monitor this device using the following app. Accept and continue. You'll see the device is now being set up for work through Android Enterprise. So this is the COSO mode being enabled on this device. Because we have Knox Mobile Enrollment, you will see that the URL for the device enrollment is already entered automatically here. And we also did a pass-through on the credentials for the bulk enrollment. And you'll see that the username and the password is filled in here. So the enrollment is quite seamless. We get a pop-up for creating the Citrix pin, and that is basically it for enrolling the device. After that, the policies will be pushed and the applications will be set. So we have a pin code we want to set. Let's make it 1234 1234, and we have the pin code set for Citrix Endpoint Management, or the device pin. So the device is done enrolling, and now all the applications should be installed. So let's do a refresh policy. That's successful, so that's good. So we're enrolled, and now let's wait until all the applications are installed. So let's have a look. Close the Secure Hub application. You see that all the applications that we have configured are installed. I have my Chrome browser, I have my Google Play Store, I have my Wader app, I have my Citrix Launcher, and I have my Hangouts. Let's go to Secure Hub, because as I mentioned, we have one application that is an enterprise application that is not installed. So let's check device information. We are enrolled. That's all good. So let's go to the Google Play Store to get that application. So that's this, and install it. So that is what the administrator needs to do with Android Enterprise. enterprise applications that are deployed through the managed Google Play Store. So that's it. Chrome, right? We have application. We have sent the configuration there, so there should be managed bookmarks. Here you see up. Also, if I go to Facebook, you see it's blocked by the Chrome policy. Can close that application. Zips, of course, that's the application where we do the MTT. So let's get the browser on the background. So let's open Zips, and I should get activation email. Yes, there it is. So I accept the license agreement, and I will select the QR code, allow. There it is. Continue, continue, allow. And now the device is secured. So closing it down, we go to the waiter application. So login. Go soup. Let me put in the passcode. So I put in the passcode. And I have the waiter application here, so I can go to tables. I can select the table, so table 5, and I want 2 hamburgers, 2 beef, and some beverages, and I can send that. So that's how that is done, right? So now let's go to the launcher application. So we launch the launcher. Your account is configured. Set it as default. Got it. And you'll see that only the applications that are set for the user are there. I have my Chrome browser where Facebook is blocked, right? I have my Hangouts where I can chat with my other colleagues, and of course the waiter app that I set up. So here is the order that I just put in. Right, I can do that again as a waiter. That's done. So last but not least, so what if the device is rebooted? So we're going to reboot the device, and you will see that it comes back in the launcher mode. So reboot, you see here, restart, blah, blah. There it is, it's rebooted. And when I log in, set it a pin, of course. You will see it will go directly to the launcher. So if I, as an administrator, want to get out of that launcher and do some maintenance, I swipe left, I exit the app by entering the very secure passcode that I never share with anybody and select exit. And I'm back in the launcher or the kiosk mode of the app itself. So I now have access to the settings. And if I give it back to the waiter again, I just click the launcher app again, set the default launcher, and that's it. The device is rebooted or needs to be recharged, it comes back into this. Let's switch back to my desktop. Thank you very much for watching this Citrix Endpoint Management tech preview demo of the Android launcher. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know what you're thinking. If you're interested in having a go at this tech preview, please reach out to your Citrix representative, and he will help you to get the correct tools and setup to get this demo for you going. Thank you very much, and until next time.